What's up? What's up? What's up? My people, all the sports fans all over the world, welcome to another episode of the Certified Genius Podcast, presented to you by Genius Minds, straight out of the Genius Mind Studios in Los Angeles, California. I am your humble servant, Coach G, your certified genius. And remember, there's a genius in all of us. So find the genius within you. So here we are. You all know what we do. We do the recap week by week of the 2025 NFL season. And we give you our predictions for the following week. This week, we just got done with week 14. Week 14 of the 2025 NFL season. And once again, we had a lot of great games over the weekend. A lot of great games. And this is why I'm here. I'm here to break it down for you. Week by week, we are on week 14. Time is flying by. The season is rolling by. We're almost to the finish line. Just a few more games left. But yeah, here's our recap for week 14. I am your humble servant. I am Coach G, your certified genius. Ask me any questions, I will tell you no lie. And if I don't have the answer, I'll refer you to someone who does. Yeah. You all ready? Let's go. Week 14 of the 2025 NFL football season. A lot of great games, like I said. We're going to start with the Eagles and the Chargers. The Eagles came out here to Los Angeles to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. And this one went to overtime. And the Chargers protected the house and won that game 22-19. I'm not sure what's going on in Philly, what's going on with that Eagles team, but something ain't right. I've been saying that for a few weeks now. Something ain't right with that Eagles team. And they are the defending Super Bowl champions. But something ain't right in that organization or with the team. And the Chargers with Justin Herbert playing with a broken left arm. I mean, he was running the ball like he was a running back. And that's what it takes sometimes to win. Sometimes you got to sacrifice. Sometimes you got to suck it up. He's playing with a broken left arm. And it didn't matter to him. He did everything necessary to help his team win that game. And the Chargers won that game 22-19. Another team that I'm really surprised with this season is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Houston Texans went in Kansas City in a must-win game against my homeboy, Patrick Mahomes. A must-win game. They had to win that game to keep their playoff hopes alive. At home. And the Houston Texans went in there and beat the Kansas City Chiefs 20-10. Something ain't right with my homeboy, Patrick Mahomes, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Something ain't right. Same thing I said about Philly. I'm saying the same thing about my homeboy, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, and the Kansas City Chiefs. Something ain't right. But I give props to Houston. Their defense is legit. And they went in Kansas City on the road in a hostile environment. And like I always say, I don't care who you're playing. When you're on the road, you got to fly, to the city. You got to check into a hotel. You got to, take the bus from the hotel to the stadium. Then you get to the stadium and you got to deal with hostile fans talking a lot of smack. So anytime any team can win on the road, I give them props. I don't care who the team is. If you could win on the road, you're doing something right. Because it's not easy to win on the road with all the stuff that you have to go through in a new city. So I give the Houston Texans a lot of props after beating the Kansas City Chiefs 20-10. Another game that was a doozy was the Green Bay Packers beating the Chicago Bears 28-21. That was a good game. The Green Bay Packers protecting their house. That's what you do when you're at home. When you're in your stadium, you're sleeping in your own bed, you're with your family, you're with your friends, you're with your kids, right? You're home. When you're home, you protect the house. And that's what the Green Bay Packers did after beating the Chicago Bears 28-21. We move on. We have the Los Angeles Rams going on the road to Arizona, which is a short flight, a short trip from Los Angeles to Arizona. Nevertheless, it's still on the road. The Rams beat the Cardinals 45-17. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, just unbelievable. And then they have this young running back, Blake Corum, from the University of Michigan. You all know I was in Michigan about a week or two ago. Went to the football game there. Great stadium, great atmosphere. They have this kid on the Los Angeles Rams that played for Michigan, Blake Corum. He's making a name for himself right now in the NFL with the Los Angeles Rams. And the Rams put it on the Cardinals 45-17. Then we have the Denver Broncos going to Las Vegas to take on the Raiders. The Broncos won that game 24-17. Bo Nix, quarterback for the Denver Broncos, has his team 11-2. 11-2. The Denver Broncos are rolling after beating the Raiders 24-17. Then we have the Tennessee Titans going to Cleveland. Two rookie quarterbacks going at it. Cam Ward for the Titans, Shedeur Sanders for the Browns in a high-scoring game. The Tennessee Titans came out victorious on the road after beating the Browns 31-29. Now, that game ended in a way that didn't satisfy a lot of fans. And, you know, it really got you scratching your head sometimes when you see certain things. So the Browns had a chance. Now, Shedeur Sanders was doing his thing, okay? Shedeur Sanders was doing his thing, keeping the team in the game. 31-29. They're going for a 2-point conversion to tie the game. And what did the offensive coordinator do? He took Shedeur out of the game for the 2-point conversion. After Shedeur being balling all game long, doing his thing, he took Shedeur out of the game to run a wildcat offense that failed miserably. And sometimes, as coaches, it frustrates me. I know I'm a basketball coach, but when I watch these games, doesn't matter what sport it is, when I see incompetence, I gotta call it out. Why would you take Shedeur Sanders out of the game at that critical moment? You're going to tie the game. 2-point conversion. You take Shedeur out of the game. What was the thinking behind that? And that's a level of incompetence that just rubs me the wrong way. And there was a lot of outrage from Cleveland fans and a lot of the analysts on television. It's like, what are you doing? But anyways, big up to the Tennessee Titans for going in there in Cleveland. Cleveland have a really good defense and winning that game, 31-29. Another game that was a really good game was the Pittsburgh Steelers going in Baltimore and beating the Baltimore Ravens on the road in a hostile environment. Division game. The Pittsburgh Steelers won that game. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers won that game 27-22. And I know Lamar Jackson has a lot of talent, but I just don't know if he has the IQ as a quarterback to get this Baltimore Ravens team over the hump. I mean, to let Pittsburgh come in your house, and that was another game, that was a must-win game for them at home. The same situation with Kansas City. At home. And a must-win game to keep your playoff hopes alive. And you let 40-something-year-old Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers come in your house and do this to you. The Steelers won that game 27-22. I give you props. Then we have the Indianapolis Colts going to Jacksonville. And the Jacksonville Jaguars put it on them. 36-19. Now that's how you protect the house. You let them know who's boss. You let them know whose house it is. The Jaguars are 9-4 after putting it on the Colts. 36-19. Now, a part of that game, the starting quarterback for the Colts tore his Achilles. So, you never want to see anybody get injured. You know, you want these games to be on an even playing field. But it's tough to win with a backup quarterback, especially this late in the season. Nevertheless, the Jacksonville Jaguars put it on them, 36-19. Then we have the Miami Dolphins going to New York and beating the Jets handily, 34-10. The Miami Dolphins trying to turn their season around after beating the Jets 34-10 on the road in New York. That's a great win for them. Then we have the New Orleans Saints going in Tampa. I did not see this coming. The New Orleans Saints going to Tampa and beating the Buccaneers with Baker Mayfield 24-20. How does that happen? And that's why they call it any given Sunday. Because you never know. You'll never know. Because I did not see that coming. And you know, a lot of us, we do our parlays, you know, try to make a couple dollars here and there, you know, betting on these NFL games. And I had the Buccaneers winning that game at home. But the New Orleans Saints say, we're professionals too. We get paid millions too. We have our pride on the line too. We're not just gonna roll over and let you beat us. You know, some of us are playing for contracts for the following year. You know, some of us are playing, you know, maybe for other teams that might be scouting us and want to sign us to another contract. So I give the New Orleans Saints a lot of props for going in Tampa and winning that game 24-20. Big ups to the Saints. Then we have another doozy. Another great game. The Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills going blow for blow. Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, blow for blow. But the Buffalo Bills came out with that win, 39-34. Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. That was a heavyweight fight. Blow for blow. But the Bills protected the house. As you should when you're home. You protect your house. Bills won that game 39-34. We move on. The Seattle Seahawks flew across country to Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Falcons. Seattle Seahawks put it on them 37-9. That Seahawks defense is legit. They travel. Seattle is a scary team. And I know my Niners got to play them in a few weeks. Oh, man. Looking forward to that game. The Seattle Seahawks are 10-3. On top of the NFC West. Sam Darnold doing his thing. The Seattle defense doing their thing. Seattle is for real. Seattle won that game on the road, 37-9. Then we have the Minnesota Vikings completely shutting down the Washington Commanders, 31-0. Completely shutting them down. The Minnesota Vikings, with the win, protecting their house, beat up on the Commanders 31-0. And last but not least, Monday Night Football. We had a game. The Dallas Cowboys went to Detroit to take on the Detroit Lions. And the Lions says, the buck stops here. Lionada. The Detroit Lions beat the Dallas Cowboys 44-30. 44-30. And that's your recap for week 14 of the 2025 NFL football season. Live and direct from the Genius Mind Studios. I am your humble servant, Coach G. I am your certified genius. This is the Certified Genius Podcast. Remember, there's a genius in all of us. So find the genius within you. So there you have it. Our recap for week 14 of the 2025 NFL season. Yeah, we are rolling along. Few more games left. I've been enjoying doing this week by week. I started this podcast so I can vent on my Niners, when they play badly. And now it's a thing. So we keep it moving. All right? This segment is called Who You Got? This is where we make our predictions for the following week. Week 15 of the 2025 NFL season. Y'all ready? Here we go. Starting with my Niners. We got the Tennessee Titans coming to our house, Levi Stadium. Tennessee Titans taking on my Niners this coming Sunday. Who you got? We're at home. We're protecting the house. I got my Niners winning that game. Who you got? Then, on Thursday Night Football, we have the Atlanta Falcons going to Tampa to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa is going to be pissed after losing at home to the Saints last Sunday. Thursday Night Football, the Atlanta Falcons are coming to the house in Tampa to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I got the Buccaneers winning that game. Who you got? Thursday Night Football, right? Everybody's watching. Who you got? Then we have the Buffalo Bills going to New England to take on the New England Patriots. That's going to be a good game. I will be watching. The Bills on the road in New England taking on the Patriots. Who you got? I got the Patriots winning that game. They're going to protect their house. Got the Patriots. Then we have the Cleveland Browns going to Chicago to take on the Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams, Ben Johnson. It's in Chicago. I'm going with a home team to protect the house. I'm taking the Chicago Bears to win that game. Who you got? Then we have the Arizona Cardinals going to Houston to take on the Houston Texans. Once again, I got the home team protecting the house. I got the Texans winning that game. At home, their defense is just too good. They're not losing at home. Got the Texans winning that game. Then we have another divisional game. We have the Los Angeles Chargers flying to the Midwest to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. My homeboy, Patrick Mahomes. What you gonna do? I'm rolling with my homeboy. That's my homie. At home against the Chargers. I'm rolling with the Kansas City Chiefs to protect the house and win that game. Don't let me down, Patrick Mahomes. Don't let me down. I said, don't let me down. Patrick Mahomes, you're my homeboy. Protect the house. I got the Chiefs winning that game. Then we have the Washington Commanders going to New York to take on the New York Giants. Once again, I'm going with the home team to protect the house. I'm taking the Giants to win that game. Then we have the New York Jets going to Jacksonville to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm rolling with the Jags to win that game at home. They will protect the house. And then we have the Philadelphia Eagles at home against the Las Vegas Raiders. Who you got? I've been down on the Eagles this year, but I'm taking the Eagles to protect their house this Sunday against the Raiders. I got the Eagles winning that game. Who you got? Then we have the Baltimore Ravens going to Cincinnati to take on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Who you got? I got the Bengals winning that game at home. They're going to outscore Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. I got the Bengals winning that game. Then we have the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts, flying to Seattle to take on the Seattle Seahawks. That's an easy one. The Seattle Seahawks is winning that game at home with their crowd and their defense. The Colts don't stand a chance. I'm taking the Seahawks to win that game. And then another good game. We have the Detroit Lions flying out here to Los Angeles to take on the Los Angeles Rams at SoFi Stadium. What a beautiful stadium. I got the Rams protecting the house. I got the Rams winning that game. Who you got? Then we have the Green Bay Packers going to Denver. Another really good game. The Green Bay Packers going to Denver to take on Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. Who you got? I'm rolling with the home team again. I'm rolling with the Denver Broncos to win that game. They're going to find a way to win that game at home. We move on. We have the Carolina Panthers going to New Orleans to take on the New Orleans Saints. Remember, the Saints just beat Tampa in Tampa this past Sunday. So they probably in a really good mood, right? But guess what? I'm rolling with the Carolina Panthers on the road to beat the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans this Sunday. I got the Panthers. Who you got? And then Sunday Night Football. This should be a good one. The whole world is watching. It's in Jerry World. The Minnesota Vikings go to Dallas to take on the Dallas Cowboys on national television. Sunday Night Football. Who you got? I'm rolling with the Cowboys. They're at home. They're in Jerry World. I'm rolling with the Cowboys to protect the house and win that game. And last but not least, Monday Night Football. Once again, national television. Everyone's watching. We got the Miami Dolphins going to Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. That should be a good one. I'm rolling with Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers at home to protect the house and win that game. Who you got? Yeah. So there you have it. My predictions for week 15. We are rolling along. The season is almost done. It's been fun. I've been loving doing this podcast every week, breaking down the NFL. It's been a lot of fun. I'm loving it. So there you have it. Once again, this is the Certified Genius Podcast, presented to you by Genius Minds, straight out of the Genius Minds studios in Los Angeles, California. We are rocking and rolling. Remember, there's a genius in all of us. So find the genius within you. All right? So there you go. Another week, another episode. We appreciate you for tuning in. Remember, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we'll send you free gears. We have shirts, we have hats, we have hoodies, we have wristbands. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we will send you free gears. All right? So thanks again for watching. I am your humble servant, Coach G, your certified genius. And remember, there's a genius in all of us. Every single one of us have genius level talent within us. Doesn't matter how old you are, how young you are, black or white, short or tall, we all have genius level talent within us. But you got to find the genius within you. Find your vision, find your genius. Find your passion, you'll find your genius. And we thank you for watching. Another week, another episode is the Certified Genius Podcast. Until next time, stay safe and stay blessed. Peace and love.